In this lesson, I will cover what a zipped folder is, how to create one, and then how to extract it. So, what is a zipped folder? A zipped folder is a folder which is compressed. It usually contains many files inside of it, and the purpose of a zipped folder is to create one compressed file that can easily be sent as an attachment in an email, uploaded to a server, or shared between colleagues and friends and family. In addition, the compression that takes place creates a much smaller file size than the original uncompressed version of the folder. For instance, let's take a look at the size of the original folder, which will be compressed during this demonstration. So if you want to look at the original size of your folder, just select the folder and right click it, go to properties, and as you can see here, the size here is 682 megabytes. This is a little over half of a gigabyte, and this file size may be too large. In other words, if you wanted to attach all of the files inside of it, notice here that this folder actually contains 2,639 files and 771 folders. It would be unrealistic to attach 2,639 files to one email. In addition, most email programs will not allow that many attachments at one time, so you could literally spend hours just attaching these files and sending them to the same person over and over again. That would actually be very annoying on the recipient's end, as they would be receiving many emails with many different attachments. So the purpose of zipping a folder is, one, to compress that folder, and two, to create one uploadable folder. So once it's zipped, it acts just like a file, where you can just attach the one file, which is the zipped folder, to an email, or you can upload it to a server. You can share it, through the cloud. So let's go ahead and get started on how to create that zipped folder. So in order to create a zipped folder, number one, you're going to want to make sure that all of your files that you want to include, and see, as you can see, there are many files and many folders in this particular folder. Make sure all of your files and documents are included in that one folder. Next, what you'll want to do is select the folder, right click the folder, go to Send To, and then choose Compressed Zipped Folder. What'll happen is it will start compressing it, and it may take a minute or two here. I have a pretty large folder. As you can see, it gives an estimated time remaining, and no, I'm not going to make you sit here for 13 minutes, but I'll end up speeding up this part of it. What it's doing is taking all of the files on the inside of this folder and compressing them down into smaller files. It will send the new zipped folder to the same location where your file is currently residing. So I'll be right back. I'll let this continue zipping. Okay, now that it's finished zipping, as you can see, it placed the zipped folder in the same directory as the original folder. Not only that, it created a completely separate folder so that your original files are still completely intact. So this, and notice here that the folder does have a little zipper on it, and not only that, if you look at the name of it, the extension is a .zip. Okay, so this would be the file that you could attach to an email or something like that. So let's take a look at the properties again, just to make the comparison of how much the compression has reduced that file size. So I'm going to go ahead and right click here and go to properties. Notice here that it's down to 297 megabytes. This is now roughly 1/3 of a gigabyte. So let's just do a side-by-side comparison here. So I'm opening the properties here from the original file, and here's the properties from the zipped file folder anyway. So this is showing, as I stated before, 682 megabytes, and this is over half of a gigabyte. And this is 297, which is close to a third. It's actually less than a third of a gigabyte. And it does show individual byte size. So this is 715 million bytes, and it went down to 312 million bytes. So as you can see, the compression did greatly reduce this file size. Okay, so let me just go ahead and close these out. Okay, now what I want to do is show you how to extract the file. So let's just say that you have received a zipped folder and you want to extract the contents. It's very easy to extract. All you'll want to do is just select it and right click, go to extract all. This will throw up a prompt here. You can choose to change the location where you want to store the extracted files. So just for demonstration purposes, I will choose a different directory since I already have a folder here named Jump Drive Backup. But by default, the current location of the zipped folder would be the current location where it would be extracted if you didn't want to change the default. In this case, I will change the default. Again, you don't have to. And let's go to Documents here, and I'll just create a new folder and call it My Extracted. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on into that folder, and notice there's nothing there. Hit select here. Notice that the file path here has changed. And then I'll hit extract. So once I press extract, it will start the extraction process. And it may take a little while depending on how large that zipped file is. So again, once this completes, I'll be back to show you the contents. Okay, now that the file has been completely extracted, and we can also see that it's been extracted to the specified folder. If we take a look inside, all of the files look exactly the same as the files before it was extracted. And that's all there is to it. I hope this lesson has been very helpful.